Hello friends of paper-bound knowledge transfer, and welcome to another book review on my channel. The title of today's book is M1 Abrams Main Battle Tank from 1980, M1, M1A1 and M1A2 models, written by Bruce Newsome and Gregory Walton. This is another book from the Haynes Owner Workshop series, of which I have also reviewed a few other books. I will link them in the description here, and I will probably start a viewing list of those for you to go through on YouTube. These books originated from a series by the same company on how to maintain and operate your vehicle, so DIY books. And then at some point they thought, okay, maybe we can also do this for tanks and aircraft and ships and the like. And those books nearly always are special in the way that they not only cover the tank or whatever vehicle in question in its technological details or historical details, but also have at least some aspects of actually owning and maintaining that vehicle. So the actual owning experience. Well, so let's now have a look at this book. Let us now have a look at the content and the structure of the book. The book is structured in 7 main chapters. As usual in those Haynes Owner Workshop series books, they provide an overview of the history of the tank, the technology of the tank, and the operations it took part in. So after a foreword and an introduction, we get the first real chapter, which deals with the history of the Abrams so far, from development to use and the upgrades so far. The next 3 chapters then are named after and grouped together by the 3 main factors by which a modern tank or any tank is judged, and those are the lethality, protection and mobility. What is a bit odd about those chapters, at least for me, is that the look at the fighting compartment, the position of the commander and the gunner is put into the lethality chapter, and a look at the position of the driver into the mobility chapter. Yes, it makes a certain sense to do it like this, but I think from the extent of stuff that is there, there could have been an own separate chapter about the crew positions, and then a look at the gun in lethality and the engine in mobility and so on. After those chapters, the second to last chapter actually deals with the operations that the Abrams took part in. So Cold War, Desert Storm and all the other operations since then. The last chapter then looks at variants of the Abrams. So a bridge laying tank and an engineering vehicle, for example. In all the chapters are pretty well stocked with very nice photographs, but the book is a bit light on the actual owning and operating part that you usually have, or most of the time have, in these Owner Workshop books by Haynes. So there's not much on should grease this point here, or after so and so many kilometers you should do this. But we get a very nice connection, I think, to the crews that actually served in this tank by a few comments here and there which are dropped in, or maybe a page of a report of a battle that is also here in the book. That's an aspect I like very much. Final verdict. I think this is a very good and accessible introduction into the topic, the Abrams tank. Good for beginners, but also seasoned tank nerds will find some interesting bits here and there. Especially for the currently very low price of around £9, I think this book is well worth getting. You can get this very nice price of around £9 at the online shop of the Tank Museum in Bovington in the UK. If you buy from them, you also support a very nice charity that has a very nice tank collection and does a lot of good work in that respect. Further reading. If you want to read something in the same direction as this book, I can recommend the other books in the Haynes Owner Workshop series, like the one on the Churchill, which I've already read and reviewed, and to which I will put a link into the description. If you want a more general introduction, maybe also fit for younger readers, into the topic of tanks and all things tank, then I can recommend the Tank book, which was done by the Tank Museum in Bovington, on which I've also done a video and which I will also link below. If you want a more technical and more in-depth introduction into tanks, then the book Tanks by Richard Ogorkovitz, sorry, would also suit you, on which, and I will do a video in the future on which I will link in the description nevertheless in the future. So that's my opinion on this book, and I would be interested to hear what you think about this book. So if you have any thoughts on this book or maybe on my video, then you please write me a comment in the description below, and I will be very happy to see that and respond to it. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.